it's great to have talent like that. I do love the guitar, to listen to it. Want to catch one with a little elixir? You want to snap one? Carlos Montoya, Marguerita.
36 years I've had a twang, 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 blank, blank, plim, plim, plim. Clap, 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 stomp, stomp, stomp. Turn it down! Can't take volume.
In the wheat fields, this is in Los Tregalas.
What have you got on, John? Why don't you have feathers in it?
Will you be quiet and sit down?
Never, I'll never be quiet.
You're bugging me.
Yeah. No, gente, you. I've shown you too much mercy. That's what you expect from everybody. I've had advanced deteriorating osteoarthritis since I was 19.
Oh, really?
I was 63 this past August 11th. And the older you get, the more you accumulate to get rid of. So I have got a weep on your shoulder. The unicorn. When he first came to me, one day when I was sitting out in the front of the porch, I looked out of the corner of my eye and I thought I saw him. I conjured him. I kind of project him where I want him. And that really out there. Della once played a joke on me and put a white dunce cap on her big cat, Superman. Broadman's and my unicorn. Performer, the one that was in the paper. Then I really felt, I got into his act, the flow of his swinging over the trapeze. His father fell and John was just about 2 or 3 years old. End of the net and broke his neck. And it took him 3 weeks to die. And there's his mother, tenacious bitch if ever was one. And with these 3 kids, she had to look after them. I always wondered how she could leave him and his sister June with the grandmother. And she justifies it that she fed them all through the Depression, but she couldn't send nurturing the love with her $70 or $80 a month.
Okay.
John grew up deprived.
Did you come from a circus family?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, all geniuses in the
They
circus.
call each other geniuses.
Are you recording this sound?
They can do a somersault or a
Tell
tumble.
us about the circus.
His mother's written up in his mother's deceased aunts or twins. And they're written up in circus books of circus history as the Loretta twins.
How long were they in the circus? Your grandparents too?
Since 14 years old.
Yeah.
I had pictures of him and
They were geniuses.
oh, they use that
What
word
did
so
they do?
loosely.
Horizontal bars. Something
Just
you
trying to
never
figure out
heard
what
of.
horizontal bars are. His father's such a gorgeous man. He used to have lots of pictures of them. One of him was of his mother and his aunt in rompers standing in a loving cup. Really, that's that time, you know. Page 14. Performer to John Gorgeous Ernst. You're gonna hem up my act with your snot. He has emphysema. I hope he gets rid of it when they detoxify him. The week he's gonna have 6 days of Benedictine. They're gonna feed him vitamins and antibiotics and clean. And it takes a week to get out of your blood. Then you'll go to Middletown where you have your own private room. Nobody can stand living with you. I'm very moral about beer and drinking in general. I hate it like the plague. You see what it's done to John, I saw what it did to another man I would have married if he hadn't been drinking. He hadn't come out of the war an alcoholic. The circus performer waits in the wings. A daring young man has aged, his body gnarled and thin. His movements still listen to a remembered music. He doesn't complete anything, afraid he'll miss his cue. He doesn't close the lid on the coffee jar. He lets the faucet dribble. If he could, he'd wear one shoe. Any gesture after the first one isn't worth repeating, unless it's a dignified bow. Stage presence replaced his wits. He has a routine of gestures, clowns when the coffee jar falls from the lid, turns his pocket inside out for money to pay the water bill. His life is nothing now, that's in quotes, after comedy on high wires. He used to play a drunk who lost his trousers, balancing on a trapeze, flying netless over rhinestone glare. And there was the hoopla music, timing his innermost flow. That's the part that really got me. You stand that day and night. Here, have some tissues.
Quiet there.
He used my bathrobe, everything I catch him doing it. Don't fall into it, John. I don't want you scorched again. He dropped a pot of hot coffee on his leg this spring and he hurt himself.
John, will you talk to us a little bit?
Your beer's gonna go flat. We lose teeth, jawbones sag, our faces, bodies grow slack. Time is a memory of power that gratified our beautiful lusts. We exulted in desire. Time was a fable without end. We look at old pictures. We were that young. Your fluid face and strength crushed big hands with one hand. Carried me when I broke a bone, a feat for a 5-foot man. My curves have collapsed. I'm still beautiful to you. Now you are frail, I am gross. You look at me with yearning, I marvel and touch your hand, quickening with fire. Maybe he feels the same way, I don't know. For my spouse and I, it's called Fame and Fortune on Tinker Street. When my spouse and I come into town, they say, there is that famous couple. My rotund body liberates the shadow of his bare figure. I wonder if they think I'm eating his food. They admire his childlike paintings, paste my poems on their refrigerators, nearer to thee food. They think I'm shy and all I can do to retain a metaphor and its subliminal music. I have to reach into the fabric of nothing and spin a ladder of silk, delicate and strong as the finest hair across their astonished faces. When my spouse and I come to Tinker Street, we are aware of fame, if not fortune. We both work on biodegradable paper.
Okay.
Well, you just said quite a lot, actually.
But if you want me to, just not.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
Treble wounds that would kill the average man. He survived them.
John, you can take all the books I ever bought.
Yeah, quietly. Leave them there, no. I bought those for you for your birthday.
Make it easy for him to live.
Mm-hmm.
People don't make it easy for us to live.
Right there.
I
Is that too much light?
Oh, that's fine.
When did you become interested in bullfighters? Did you ever do
Oh, well,
it?
1949.
Where were you at the time?
I was with the circus.
You were with the circus.
I read on the Hemingway's.
How many years were you with the circus?
I was with about 7 years.
What did you do in the circus?
Every acrobat, as you know.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. But can
And
you
I was
describe?
an acrobatic clown, too, comedy clown.
Did you go to any special school for this?
No, no,
it's
self-taught.
you were self-taught. Where did you grow up, John?
Around Denver, Colorado.
And when did you first know that you were going to be an artist?
Not until I come out of the Army in 45. I saw my picture, I said, oh gee, I'd like to do that. I tried it and I liked it and I stayed with it ever since.
Did you go to art school at all?
Oh yes.
Where did you go to school?
On the government, I got a $5,000 art course. The only thing I ever got from it was out of my pension. That's all I got from the government.
When did you start drinking heavily? I noticed.
Oh, I didn't drink heavy,
Well, I notice every time I see
Well, I
you,
haven't
you're
been.
sort of.
but not heavy. Can we get on with this interview?
Sure. Well, that's what we're doing now.
So you can all be
And
free and go home and do whatever you want to do.
When did you get out of the army?
45, December. The middle, you know.
And
2
when-
weeks before Christmas, I come to Los Angeles.
And when did you come here? When did you come to the
47 from Florida.
And when did you meet Pearl?
In 47, we got married.
How did
She was posing at the league.
at the Art Students
And we got
League?
married.
And you were studying?
Well, yeah, I was going to sign up. You know. Of course, I had to go in Kingston, do business, and wait for the papers and money and so forth. It took a month or so.
And then Della was born in what year?
About 10 years ago in the Maverick. Della was born in the Maverick. Yeah, I think it was it the Maverick? No, Della,
Della's married.
New York
at
City.
age. Della must be about, what, 20, 21 now?
25.
25. She's a
Yeah,
little
sure.
older than Meredith.
Yes,
Now, someone said you knew Burt Lancaster.
but yes, I did.
And
He was
how
my
did you-
brother-in-law. We were very intimate.
Really?
Right.
He's your brother-in-law?
Being married to my sister, yeah.
Oh, so
I
you had
haven't
him
seen
in,
him in 30 years.
so you had him in the
Did you
family.
see that article on him? He's 69 years old.
Really, he doesn't look that old.
9
does
years
he?
older than I am.
You're?
We had a terrible fight.
You
You
did?
know, he's 6 foot and a powerful man. Jesus, he hit me. And boy, my feet went out from under, boy, he whopped me with, with an open hand, slap, you know. He hit me, and boy, my feet went up and I flew back 15 feet and boom on my back.
Why did he hit
And
you?
I got up and punched him, almost knocked him down, you know. I wham, I let him have him right hand under the jaw.
Not many people
And
can
I
say
didn't-
they did that to
No.
Burt Lancaster.
No, Sheriff. And he hopped on top of me with his knees. You know, my God, he weighs almost 200 pounds. And I couldn't move, he pinned me.
What made him, why did you have this fight? What
We
happened?
got into a fight over a comb.
A comb? C-O-M-B?
We were by our trunks and our dressing tent, getting ready, you know, for a performance.
Oh, was he
It
in
was
the
about
circus?
an hour before showtime. And he took my comb and I wanted to comb my hair. So I said, you son of a bitch, give me that comb. I said, what the hell do you get off? I take my goddamn comb. And we got into a hell of a, I said, you can't talk to me like that. I said, the hell I can't. I said, who the hell do you think you are? I said, well, you get off taking my comb. I said, get your own comb, you know. And we got into a battle over it. He said, you can't talk to me like that.
Oh, for God's sake. You
And
had
you
an
know, boy,
awful lot of
and
courage
we
to do
went out-
that, John. I
I
hope
said, you
you-
son of a bitch, come
could have
outside
killed
and
you.
knock your block off. And he said, all right. And we went out and we went to it, you know, and he beat the shit out of me. My God, he was on me. Oh, boy.
Did you make up after?
I'll never forget. Oh, yeah. I didn't talk to him for, you know, about a week.
Did he apologize?
No, he didn't. Is it going? This is my friend, Mr. Gibson. He's a very famous guitar player and singer artist. Talk to him, Bruce. Give him the
Okay.
dope, baby.
All right. I'll tell you.
Talk to him, Bruce.
The way I feel about it is that music these days has several other professionals have said to me in
This
recent
is the
times.
famous dessert. You get your breakfast, lunch, dinner, any kind of commodity that one might want in the realm of gastronomic delights.
Aha, I
And my
like
friend,
that verbiage.
Mr.
I like
Gibson, the famous genius artist. And now, my friends, I bid adieu.
it. We'll see you, Dan.
I have to have a beer, Bruce, before I drop dead. That's if I got $1, let's see.
But seriously,
I have to have $1.
live
Here, honey, you
TV.
better take that.
I don't want your dollar.
You know, I better have a beer, Bruce. Go get me one, will you?
Sure.
A watermelon.
You got it.
What do you want, honey?
You're on
Hey,
the
come
good
here.
star.
Hey.
I don't like being funny.
You want to go to the association? Come on. Here's the current show of the famous Woodstock Artists Association. Prints and watercolors. I'm not in this show, but I will be in the potentially, coming. I will be.
Your art is being not appreciated for its value, and you're not being appreciated for
Well,
your art. But the main thing is your art,
that don't bother
because
me.
of your own personal habits, because you like to have a few beers. So do half of the other people here with 100 acres and $60 million. They appreciate having their beer, and I see things go on in this town that are, that are never,
Yeah.
brought to light, that involve controlled substances and this and that, and we don't touch any of that. We just have a drink once in a while.
Yeah.
And it's
Everything's
like-
above board.
And
you
so
know,
why should you be castigated in the media
Yeah.
for because you have a few? I can't understand why that should be.
You better believe it.
And I don't see why any of us.
Goddamn
There,
right.
of course, we've got a few crazies in our bunch.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
There's always some
but-
asshole in there.
But it's like I've run with the Hells Angels too in California, and it's and like I said, I've been through combat and been in the military, and I don't think that any of that, half of these people would even be able
Yeah,
to
well.
control that experience.
I was
but the
a
thing
soldier.
is
That's
that,
why we understand one another, bro.
why they, I'm talking about the people who criticize at
Oh,
this
yeah.
point. You and I and the bunch of us that like to hang out and play,
Oh, yeah.
sing. Billy and his banjo, and people like us are artisans that have been here since, I've been here since '66. He's been here for years longer than I have.
Oh.
And you, and artists,
Well.
and what have you, that simply because our social condition is not equal to others, I don't believe it's fair to judge us on that basis and call us bums. Basically, that the values, like get a house, be a lawyer, get a degree. I already got a degree. But things like this really don't matter. And have on a clean shirt every morning and change your underwear at night. Come on. We get laid in the alley. We do whatever we damn well feel like most of the time, but we don't break the law overtly, and we don't rip anybody off. We're not thieves or killers anymore. I mean, once you've killed for real, you know what it's about. And we don't do that. And we're trying to be
Well-
good citizens, but from our way of life. That's what it's at, from our way of life. Because we learned something, and all the vets across the country are like this. We've all tasted something that
Oh, yeah.
is mighty bitter.
But don't you think, that you should really now try to be exhibiting them more in galleries and just giving them to people on the street for a little bit of money?
Well, I do, but I can't. Nobody will handle me. I can't get in anywhere.
I notice now, that you and Pearl have a lot of arguments, and seems to be a lot of dissension in the family.
No. No, not recently. We have little arguments, yeah.
Uh-huh.
We do have our little arguments from time to time, but
But I think your family maybe is upset because of your drinking, that this has a bad effect
a little,
on you.
yeah.
Uh-huh. John, I think you know your rug is burning
Oh,
up
yeah,
there.
I'll fix it.
You
Don't
really
worry.
should
Yeah.
try to
Don't
get
worry about
your
it.
cigarettes in the
It's
ashtray.
all right. It's out. It's an old towel. I get them in here.
You're coughing very, very badly.
Yeah.
You don't look like you're feeling too good, John.
Yeah, I'm alright. I'm just a little sleepy. You know, up early.
Do you eat 3 meals a day?
No.
No, I didn't think so.
One. Just supper. Some coffee and toast.
For supper?
No, for breakfast.
Uh-huh.
But supper I have, a good dinner. And it holds me. If I want a little snack later or something. Maybe a piece of toast or a piece of cake. Or
I
something.
see you in town all the time. Does
Oh,
it sometimes
yeah, yeah.
that
Well,
you
I'm
don't
trying
go
to
home?
hustle up now, yeah. I
there's
never
some-
used to be, but
I noticed that.
I know lately I am trying to sell paintings,
And I live here in limbo with my parents, and I'm caught up in the twilight zone, Sharon.
Did you just realize this, Della, recently?
Oh no, I've known it for years now. And it's very, very, it could almost make me pee in my pants about what if my mother dies, what if my father dies, what if something happens to them and I'm left here all alone? Well, I'm a nothing. I'm a zero. I really am.
Nobody's a zero.
Oh, but I really am a zero as far as it means, like the creativity of my mother. At least she writes poems. At least my father paints his pictures and has his art background. What do I have of my own merit? And I really have nothing but an appointment card from my psychiatrist to come back next week and talk to him some more, and my pills that I keep in my drawer.
She's had 20 sessions in the hospital. It's a good part of her life and my life together with her. I want my child here. I mean, some days I wish she would move into a halfway house. But she had an apartment for 13 months. It isn't that I won't let go,
She's 24 though, right?
Yeah.
I had the whole PDR of psychotropic drugs tried on me, from Prolixin injections and Haldol injections and this and that, and seeing my doctor faithfully once a week. That it's 1977 now. This is 1983 going on 1984. For 7 years now, that's all I've done. To be totally honest with you, I really have nothing. I can't do anything. I'm a whopping 300 pounds, and my legs go numb on me if I stand for more than 5 minutes. And I am a very bright, intelligent person, but there's nothing, I don't have a marketable trade, a marketable skill, a marketable degree of any kind. I can't get anywhere. I can't do anything. I'm really, just like hang out with my friend all day, and if I didn't have my car, I couldn't do that. I can't walk down the hill, Sharon. My legs go numb on me like when my foot falls asleep. It's really pathetic. And I can't lose any weight. It's really bad. I've been trying for over half a year, this, that, and that type of diet and little tiny baby exercises that I can do. So, at night I feel like I'm 20 months pregnant and I'm about to explode. And I just can't do anything. It's a shame that my brain is just going to rot away here, And after being out of the swing of things for 7 going on 8 years, I just just being physically at the campus, if you try see in the car, freaks me out. God forbid I should try and deal with an application to enroll. That would be a total joke. And the only way I see I could go ahead and do anything is to go to college, because face it, I can't work. I can't stand on my feet for more than 5 minutes. So I'm really sorry, to tell you all this, but I'm telling you the truth, and I'm telling you the way it is.
Della, don't give up.
Well, I'm not giving up, it's just...
I mean, don't give up the hope that things will change.
Well, I know things won't change.
But they may,
No, they won't. See, only I have the power to change them. And I'm not willing. I might still be able, because I am young.
Yes.
But I'm not willing.
Why aren't you willing?
Because I've tried it so many times before.
And failed?
Yes. Needless to say.
She's a manic depressive. The vicious temper. And hold on to her hands, and she manages to control it when she wants to strike out and kill. Yeah, the first 5 years we were married, I guess I was doing what I do now. Tell myself a lie to make it bearable.
Was it all a lie, though, was it?
But John, I don't think I ever really loved him. And I don't care if you hear that. It was like the man who came to dinner.
I don't either, it's all right.
And it's taken 35 years and I'm still not rid of him.
It's okay.
He kept proposing every day, and I said, well, what's marriage going to do that we don't have now? He informed us one morning, he's the greatest genius who ever lived. Della and I looked at each other. We burst out laughing, I mean, it was fine for John to have come this far to be able to say that about himself. He's always had such a terrible inferiority complex. I met John up here at the Art Students League. He was a student. And somebody brought him around to introduce him, and I had been out the night before square dancing and drinking anything anybody handed me. So in the breaks, I was lying out in the grass. I didn't want to see another man as long as I lived, especially not John. I kept seeing him all through the year in town. He had a beautiful face, really. I couldn't shake him. I arrived at dinner the first time. I made the traditional dinner: hamburger, potatoes, salad, peas. Made all that. I opened a can of beans. I didn't know beans were his favorite food.
When you came out of the army, how old were you?
Oh, I don't know, 26 or 27.
And you went into the hospital.
Well, yeah.
And he was
yeah.
30 at 29 or 30.
How long were you
When
in
I
the
was
hospital?
discharged.
How long were you in the hospital?
About 3 weeks.
That's not so. You were there 15
Is
months.
that when he got the shock treatments? Why did they give you shock treatments?
They probably needed them.
Why?
Because they help you, that's why.
How do they help you?
I had to sign a
They
paper.
said, you want these? I said, yes, I'll take them. If it'll help me.
He almost killed me. He had no memory of it. He was foaming at the mouth. He kept banging my head on the floor.
No, I never foamed. I merely lost my temper.
You can have
Well, they stick it with like an electric needle, and you go to sleep for 5 or 10 minutes.
Then they turn the
wake up and
juice
you're
on.
all right.
It's not like normally people think.
No.
Well, you see, Pearl was saying earlier that she insisted that he be anesthetized for the shock treatments. Quite often they did not anesthetize them, and that's where the reports come from. But the basic procedure is the same. They put an electric current through the brain. Right? Was he different when he came back from the shock treatments?
Yeah, he was better.
Was anything gone?
No, he still
They
wanted
put you
to
to
see the
sleep for 5 or
circus.
10 minutes.
The circus performer waits in the wings. The daring young man has aged, his body gnarled and thin. His movements still listen to a remembered music. He doesn't complete anything, afraid he'll miss his cue. He doesn't close the lid on a coffee jar. He lets the faucet dribble. If he could, he'd wear one shoe. Any gesture after the first one isn't worth repeating, unless it's a dignified bow. Stage presence replaced his wits. He has a routine of gestures, clowns when the coffee jar falls from the lid, turns his pocket inside out for money to pay the water bill. His life is nothing now, that's in quotes, after comedy on high wires. He used to play a drunk who lost his trousers, balancing on a trapeze, flying netless over rhinestone glare, and then was the hoopla music, timing his inmost flow.
Is it going? Come on, want to go with the association? Come on.
I don't think he was painting yet. And I had at the time a presentation show at the Woodstock Art Association of 6 of my watercolors. And he saw them and he wanted to learn how to paint in watercolor. So I gave him a few lessons and he took it up from there and continued work for the rest of his life.
Where it all happened. Inside, in those years it was the Cafe Espresso, and on Monday nights we would all meet here with Bob Reynolds, who ran this mammoth open reading, and every Monday night we'd come and Pearl would come and she would sit at a table inside and listen to the new poets, particularly the new poets, and if they did something really promising, she'd always encourage them, she'd give them a smile, call them over to her table. Sometimes she would develop a relationship with them. I mean, I think that many of the young poets wound up in her backyard at one point or another, sitting with her and talking. If she really liked you, she'd come over to you or signal for you to come over to the table and invite you to sit down and talk. And she did that with me, I guess the first or second time I read. I was a really shy reader and believe it or not, really shy reader in those years and kind of like nervous about reading in public. And so I read and I came down and she asked me to sit down and she said, you're really good.
My mother? I guess she wanted me to marry a rabbi or a furrier. Well, she never spoke of sending me to the Borscht Belt to find a good husband. I mean, she who left the last morsel of food in the pot for herself and fed me and my brother.
She once said to me, Maggie, I haven't made a chicken soup with a whole chicken in years. I just buy the backs and necks. You've got chicken soup.
I once saw a man trap a mouse, pour kerosene, light it and laugh while the mouse burnt. That man was my father, psychopathic personality. But I had no sense of reality in those days. I had no guidance. Because I had been away from parental guidance since I was 14. I didn't have a sheltered life. I entered the sheltered David home for orphan girls when I was 14 and a half.
Why? What happened to your parents?
My mother was in the Beth Abraham homes for incurables till she died when I was 19.
When did she die?
They said disintegration of the heart tissues due to arthritis by Della. She had the other kind of arthritis. It deforms you and can't move.
So the arthritis is hereditary?
Yeah. I'm afraid Della may get her gallbladder trouble she had. Gee, that light's terrible. No wonder people get paid such high prices for putting up with that.
You know, when you lose your mother when you're young, there's always this great hunger. It was something that I identified with her. She had this great hunger because her mother died, but she also had an abusive father, and she alludes to it in her work. And I think he was actually incarcerated, and she was in orphanages. She and her brother were in orphanages from time to time because he would be incarcerated for whatever he did. I wasn't ever quite sure what the crimes were. And come out and get them, and then something would happen and they'd be put back in orphanages again. So she never really spoke about aunts and uncles or extended family, and she never spoke really well of her father except poems of conflict. When he was dying, there's a poem that she writes about how she could not take him into her home. And there were reasons. The barriers were deep emotional barriers because I don't know exactly what he did to her, but she suffered greatly. Pearl was totally honest about her life, and it's even the problem with John after he had this electroshock therapy and the effect it had on him. It's in her work, and she has a series called the John poems in 3 parts. This is part 1, Long Marriage. Wailing, wailing, my man done left me. Hot mama went to New York, bought a rubber penis, cast in your image, rim of head, veins glisten. The doctor pilled away your fantasy of fucking a whorehouse. I was for decades too far gone to hear when you wanted me, white or black, young or old. Come and enjoy, vice versa. Now I bat this rubber thing, missing your warmth. 2, think. John, your old lady says in your fantasies, put your mind to my cunt. I don't care whose face you impose on it. Long marriages are made in bed, not heaven. When I told you what I wanted for my birthday, you got it up. Do I have to wait for anniversaries, legal holidays? We wed decades ago. The fucking was good. Come out of your subliminal blank. Get it on your mind. 3, Erection Day. My man, a real gent and formal. I'm happy I could relieve you. Thought male menopause hit him a low blow. Not that the doctor's minuscule pills could do a good cock in. Every act of creation is one of passion for me. Writing makes me horny. I bugged him into painting, nurtured his work, went broke framing. It paid off, though. I lost no time when he came charging in. Look what I've got for you.
I'm Betty Haufrecht, and I'm a psychotherapist, and in my earlier life I was a nurse. So as a psychotherapist and as a nurse, and I was at Bellevue Hospital in New York City, and I saw that done quite often, and at St. Luke's. He must have been considered a chronic depressed person for whom medication did not work, that he was supposed to feel better ever after. But considering that he drank a lot and his life was quite miserable, I have a feeling that, you know, maybe he was better for 6 months or a year or 3 years, but he went right back into the old position. He was certainly a person that you could feel very sorry for, and also putting himself in such a demeaning position to be willing to give away a work of art, and it really was art, for a pack of cigarettes. It was a very painful experience for me.
On this one occasion I remember very well, because he invited me to come, when I was near his home, to come up the road and see if he has any paintings there for me. So he looked around and couldn't find any new one. He says, but wait about 5 minutes, I'll make one for you. I told him I hadn't the time for that. I had other things to do. So he says, all right. So he went inside and he picked up the painting and he gave that to me. Completely framed glass and everything, and I was amazed. I just didn't feel right, so I gave him an honorarium, I would call it, $10.
All I can really remember about John is that he was very, very productive. Sometimes he would knock out as many as 10 paintings in a day, and some of them quite good, and other times none of them worked. That's about all I can say.
Well, Pearl and John will stay together inevitably till one of them dies.
What keeps them together? I mean, they have problems.
A lot serious problems.
They do dreadful things to each other.
They do.
And yet they're together.
I guess they don't know any other way, and it's too late for them to change.
Pearl adored Della. Della was born late in life. Della was her everything. Della was her reason for 17 years to not write. And she put all that energy into Della. This is a poem, Jewish Mother, for Della. I will dance at your wedding in spite of gout and 200 pounds. Indian fakers walk on nails in their ecstasy. Daughter, this tradition is in my blood. It cannot be a stately dance. My pendulous anatomy will defy gravity. Though you play rock music, I will hear the Russian Kazatsky, wild and beating in my eardrums. I shall leap like the Slavic bear in rippling girth. The world and the moment may pass in review. My love will sustain me. Should I die before you marry, I pledge my honor to dance at your wedding. I will come from eons, frost and stars. You will hear violins and tambourines. Radiance will be your destiny.
My mother could walk and take me places, and that means an awful lot.
It meant I could drive. I learned to drive for you, myself too.
And she of course had the responsibility of the adult figure, the parent, and the tables have really turned. It's like my mother's going through a cycle, and I never ever expected it to get how it is now.
Me too, birth infancy.
Yeah, that it.
I have nightmares
I
about that.
never expected my mother to fall apart. I guess I thought she was super mom, and never thought that this would happen.
What happened, Pearl?
She has a brain tumor,
It's B9. B9.
And it's just growing and growing.
That's a very slow growing.
And
brain tumor?
Yeah, I have it written down on a piece of paper.
I know you have a brain tumor. I don't dispute that for a second. But what I'm saying
That's
is
why
that
people say I'm crazy.
But
you're not crazy.
They want to say I am.
Just tell them I said
the doctor said it does affect the higher functioning parts of the brain, and I can see this happening. I can see her deteriorating right before my very eyes.
I'm going to write you a nasty poem. Keep that up.
Okay, we gotta change tape.
Second Louis would shame him, say, Ernst, do you want to be known as a Section 8? And he'd send him back to the barracks.
Is that it?
He'd tell him to put his fist through a window.
You're trying to get more. I told you I was irritable, and that's all. The job can be miserable if you can't get along with someone,
Don't
I
belittle
think her
me.
existence is minimal right now. The most minimal it's ever been.
How do you mean that, dear?
Well, you don't read anymore. You don't
That's
do
not
anything.
so.
You're not aware of your appearance as much
I
as
certainly
you
am
were.
aware. I'm angry every time they show up when I want to get dressed.
You haven't driven anywhere in over 2 years.
That's not so. I
You
drove
don't
to
go out
Kingston
anywhere
twice.
if I don't go out with you. You haven't been out of this house
What time is
without
it going to
me
be
by
right now?
yourself for more than 2 years.
That I miss.
325.
That I miss.
Your dad says he's happy. Do you believe him?
Yeah, I can't complain.
Yeah, I believe him.
Yeah, the people who work for IBM and earn $25,000 a year and up. And it's us. I think we get. Ed Sparrow, who died last month, said our income is $1,000 below a year. Poverty level guideline. What are they guiding?
Then there's the people my father hangs out with.
The skitters.
Yeah.
They're not skitters, they're good citizens.
You bring them sandwiches.
Bruce built 4 houses in this country, and he was an army sergeant. They're not skitters.
You bring them food every day. Do they
Those people,
reciprocate?
I don't bring them food every day.
In the winter you feed the birds, and
A
in the
couple of
summer you feed the
sandwiches.
bums.
Will you stop it? Jesus Christ.
Well, he's had a different upbringing than I've had.
What kind of you had?
You know. But apparently his grandmother's like that. She doesn't have anything to do, but she's content also. His mother, my grandmother.
He's content with less.
Right.
Every Jewish mother wants her daughter to marry a doctor or a lawyer or a college professional.
Well, you don't have to be middle class to want an education.
Yeah, so you won't be bored the rest of your
Go to
life.
school, learn a trade or profession.
And you won't bore him the rest of your life.
You just have to have interest.
Whereas John doesn't have those sorts of expectations. He's more
Look at
content
him.
with what's going on at the moment, right?
Look at his bug eyes.
Right.
Well, I have my painting. That's all I care about.
Hi, I'm Bill Wiedenbacher, and I'm on the Village Green or the State Highway, depends on what you're talking about. I'm Woodstock's most distinguished veteran peddler. I'm the only one. I make t-shirts, I silk screen, I embroider, I built houses, I painted pictures, done stained glass. I'm your eclectic Woodstock personality. And you want to know about John Ernst, and I realize now that I probably met him, or I knew of him as long as 20 years ago. My wife gave me one of his paintings for Christmas. It was a very nice little whimsical painting. We hung it on a wall, and someone came in and said, "Oh, what kid did that?" And then I got to sort of know him around town, and he was always sort of on this green. He would try and trade pictures for you know, basically for drinks or what have you.
Fine, I don't need a jacket in this weather.
How about those pants?
Got blue pants.
Oh, okay.
I bugged him into painting, nurtured his work, went broke framing. It paid off though. I lost no time when he came charging in. Look what I've got for you. This line here about framing, she did spend a lot of money framing his pictures. He would do a painting and she would like steal it away and try and get it framed before anything happened to it. She was really very protective of his work.
5 of my poems were published in a magazine called Pudding. The names are embarrassing. And Pudding is a therapy magazine, poetry therapy magazine. And mine won that's the best poet of the issue. I got $10 for 5 poems.
Is that the most you ever made?
No, I got $10 from a poem in Poetry Chicago. Yeah, that $10 is about tops. Sometimes I get 10 cents a word, $1 a line, or if I get that.
How much do you think you've made your whole life from your phone?
From poetry and selling books, maybe $100.
Your whole life? Feel ripped off by people that have appreciated your work, yours and John's?
Like my brother, he's a very ordinary man. and earns a high salary but has absolutely no taste. He knows what people say is good, he says is good. Like W.H. Audubon's poem, The Unknown Citizen. He's just like it if they say it. If it's an opinion for that time of the year, he has that opinion for that time of the year. And he must have a number of John's paintings, which he and his wife sort of weaseled. And the way I gave it to them. And they went to Macy's to frame it, and she made a point of telling me they got non-glare glass, and it was $30 a frame for the glass. She said when the man asked them what price one should for, she said, I don't know. He said, well, put on 100 at least on them. He said, we have never had such original paintings. And she was impressed for the first time, the bitch.
Why is it that people don't pay for art?
Because we let them get away with it. They will brag about you. They said, I have 5 Ernst paintings that I didn't have to pay for.
Right.
And the frames that I had to pay for.
But whether they really had a life that was based on enough reality to have a child and be able to raise a child and to be able to live with obvious dignity, though I had the impression that she would not sit in front of the Grand Union to sell her poetry or to read her poetry.
He was not standing on the same terra firma we are. His reality was a little different. And she for whatever happened in her life, she was pretty well grounded. I mean, I got the sense that she was practical no matter what. She was very frugal, very economical. She ran that household on nothing. And I don't know how they lived. I remember working with her on an application to get food stamps, and she couldn't get food stamps because their income was just a trifle too high, just a trifle, like $25. And she couldn't get the food stamps, and that was like a big disappointment. She struggled just to maintain the 3 of them, and she managed to do it.
Jesus, you are a bastard.
Oh, shut up.
You have to hit me in the elbow and you throw something down.
When Pearl wrote the Unicorn poems, she was at the brink of despair. Things were not getting better with John. John was John, behaving as John did. But I think what really was triggering it also was that Della was manifesting kind of a manic depressive behavior. It was obviously that Della was not well, and that whatever ran in John's family, and I believe Della had inherited, and that there was some kind of biochemical problem with Della, because Della was not achieving and not succeeding at anything, and also very depressed. So I think that triggered her real desire or need for something of beauty, and the unicorn as a mythological thing was something that was going to bring her satisfaction in a lot of ways.
What do you think about the unicorn, John?
Very nice.
Have you read my poems?
John, why do you give your paintings away?
Gift of love.
What?
A gift of love, one might say, all right?
Love?
That's a lot of bull. Not only paintings he gives away my things and Della's
People
things.
and humanity.
You feel love for humanity?
Yeah.
Why?
How could you after 63 years?
Because I'm my heart, I'm an earth sign, I like people.
You talk yourself into that.
Perhaps the war caused it.
Would you ever kill anybody?
What happened in the war?
Well, I was in the war for years,
You're still fighting it.
Yeah, war's a dirty business, but if we get sucked into it, you might have more understanding of what the hell's going on around there.
It makes him feel that he's as good as anybody, or they. They gave Paul Butterfield 4 paintings. Paul used to live at the end of this road. And Paul's brother is an art teacher or something. And we came to visit Paul. He told Paul how good they were, and Paul was really pleasantly Surprise, he gave John records, his records, us. And he brought John paints and paper. Our best year we earned maybe 80 a week between us.
That's the last time I can recall seeing him was going to the hospital. And he had his room set up for painting. And wasn't so anxious to show it or what he was doing. I think he seemed very much more lost, you know. His work didn't have the cohesiveness that it used to have.
Hang on one second, I gotta change tape.